Welcome back and happy Halloween, motherfuckers. We're here. I want to go around the room. I am Geek Movie House. I am followed and listened and sat around the table with Plebeian Adam. Spooky. The spookiest girl herself.
I would have put on my other shirt.
You had time.
I did.
You knew this was coming.
You just
The sun is down. It is the witching hour. I don't stop.
Finished.
The skeleton.
I didn't even stop the recording.
Ladies and gentlemen, Halloween is skeleton, and I am got a bone to pick. Is that a perfect sentence? No, but that is a broken English sign you can buy at the Dollar Tree. Please find one and mail it to us. I would love a Halloween is skeleton. Feminist warlord herself, Nintendo Geek. Oh, you got to speak into the microphone, my dear. Pull it closer to your mouth, my God. We just wrapped up Evil Dead. Whether this goes on the beginning or the end, or we're hiding it in the middle of the episode, I don't know. It'll be a mystery, a specter macabre. We got a whole bunch of cereal right here, and I want to ask stupid questions about horror movies and Halloween. Adam, happy Halloween.
Yes.
I want to ask you, what was your favorite thing to dress up as Halloween when you went out as a kid?
I don't know if I'd say it was my favorite thing.
Okay, what was the most iconic thing that you wanted?
The thing I remember the most in my life.
Okay.
I don't have pictures prepared because I wasn't prepared for these questions, but there was...
I wanted to just go off the top of your head.
Yeah, I'm
folks.
a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yes, you are. We know
tell
that.
There's a poster on your side of it.
Absolutely. You can listen to our episode of Dragon Ball Z if you haven't already on Raised by Spoilers.
Yeah, I guess so. And there was a character named Android 13, big blue dude with orange hair. And
Dope.
So on the cheap, I wanted to go as this guy, and so I painted myself blue or whatever. I'm like, Mom,
You blew yourself?
Yeah, I blew myself.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm like, Mom, I need my hair to be orange. And my mom goes, I got just the cheap thing. She takes out orange Jello,
Oh.
mixes that into my hair.
I did that with Kool-Aid once. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was Jello. Could have been Kool-Aid, but I'm pretty sure it was Jello if I can remember correctly. If I remember the part. Anyway, it didn't work out. Like, it was ugly. It was spotty. It just didn't really work out. So I went, fuck it. This character, before he wore the orange, before he had the orange hair, he had a trucker hat.
Yeah.
So I grab a cap, put it on my hat, start going out, start, getting candy. Midway through the night, I'm like, my head feels weird. So I go to take off the cap, and it's sugar glued to my head.
No. Oh my God.
So I had one of my buddies, Rob.
Yeah.
From the old podcast, and he literally just does one of these, like, grabs it by two hands and just goes wham and just rips it right off my head. Yeah, that was the night I remember.
Oh my God.
The night he came home.
Yeah, that was my most memorable.
Amanda, Halloween. What'd you dress up? What'd you go as? Top memory.
Well,
how old were you?
I didn't really have a lot of nice costumes, I should say, because I grew up a little under the pay grade, as they say. But,
okay.
So a lot of my costumes were either pieced together or handmade.
Okay. You had homemade stuff?
Yeah, but not good. But my last year of trick-or-treating was when I moved out to the suburbs from the inner city.
Okay.
Because in the inner city, they didn't care what you dressed up as. It was kind of like, oh, you're here, you tried.
No one even cared. I was in the white suburbs and no one cared.
I think down when I lived in my old neighborhood, I dressed up as a half cow, but I was wearing the Scream robe. It was a hodgepodge. It was weird.
What is a half cat? Anyone?
Yeah, it was a piece together thing.
I want somebody draw a cow or Photoshop a cow with the screen mask on. Send it to us at x.com/fuck you Elon Musk and Raised by Spoilers.
We didn't go out for costumes for a couple of years.
That's okay.
But my last year trying to go out trick-or-treating is when I moved and I found my friends who liked Inuyasha. So after realizing what Inuyasha was for a month, I tried to piece together, and I was in grade 9. So I was 14, 15.
You were still going out trick-or-treating in grade 9.
Okay, no, that's the thing. This was my last year.
Break it down.
Yeah, this was my last year trick-or-treating because I found this ninja outfit. Totally not Inuyasha at all.
I mean,
I went as a ninja.
That's Inuyasha, doesn't he wear red and white?
Yeah, but
cat. He's a furry.
I tried with what I had. I had my nails long. But I was wearing this ninja outfit basically, and we went around to a few houses, and we were halfway through the night, and then I'm short, right?
Mm-hmm.
My friends were tall.
Yeah.
So I looked like age appropriate as a 14-year-old, as a 5'2",
Oh no.
5 foot 14-year-old. I looked like younger, but my friends like were well endowed and they were taller, so they looked like they were probably 16 when they were only like 14.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be talking about your 13-year-olds being wow and Dell.
Well, you know what I mean. Like I looked younger than my friends, so
Get it
I'm
out
like
there.
I
Get it out there.
could have trick or treated for years.
Okay.
I probably still could, honestly.
Yeah.
If you wore a mask, you could probably take.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
definitely.
probably.
He can. Yeah. Anyway, we're not. But a lady's like,
that's a weird
"Aren't you
fantasy.
too-"
I don't want to. I don't
Yeah.
want to role play that.
We got to this house and this woman's like, "Aren't you guys too old to be doing this?" And we're like, "We're in costume." Like my friend was dressed as like a witch. Like we were there, and then like she just fully ruined it, and I didn't go out after that.
Well, you got called out.
I could have kept going. It's just my friends ruined it.
Those freaky tall people.
I was like a not anime character, but this was back in 2004. So not like costumes are today, where you can literally go as like Naruto.
You could just get.
You could just get whatever costume you want.
Any Hero Academia outfit you wanted.
Back then
to.
it was like witch, princess, like firefighter,
Witch, princess.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You're not Sailor Moon. You're
It's just
Moon
funny.
Princess.
That's all. Yeah.
I don't remember many of my other Halloween costumes.
Okay.
Even though as much as I love it now, and I think that's why I take so much care into dressing up as an adult for like our Halloween parties.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really get that when I was younger because we couldn't afford nice costumes.
That makes
That's
sense.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That happens. I went as a skeleton pirate,
Cool.
Okay.
and for me, it was I think I was in grade 2 or 3. I was in grade 3. I was in grade 3. This is before I moved and changed schools. But I went as a skeleton pirate. We had skeleton gloves that were
Was
borrowed
it
from
that
a
black
friend.
suit with the skeleton kind of paint?
I
on thing?
wore the classic black suit with the skeleton painted on and the gloves and the mask, right? But the mask, I don't know. I think it was from Kmart or Zellers at one point. Zellers was just like a normal Canadian Walmart or a Kmart for those American listeners. And then we borrowed because in the neighborhood, in the schools and stuff like that, we had older brothers and there was kids that would just say, hey, like all the moms and shit would be like, well, Dave wore this last year and doesn't fit in it anymore. Does fucking Rich want it? Or does person want it down the street or the neighbors, right? Because we're all trying to save a buck at this point. It's the 90s. Everything was tight. In the before times, before everything became tight in 2000, whatever. It's crazy how that works. So I had two choices. I could either go as a skeleton or I could go as a pirate that year. So I said, fuck it, I'm putting both on.
Yeah.
And I went as a skeleton pirate.
Screw your system.
And this was before like the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean. I had never been to Disney World. I had no idea that there were skeleton pirates. So I walked around as like a skeleton pirate because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' whole mascot was a skeleton pirate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck yeah. So skeleton pirate was probably my favorite Halloween costume that I organically put together as a kid. And I got full-size chocolate bars because parents were like, this kid's wearing two costumes. God damn, this is so good. It's a great idea. The second one that I will say that is my favorite, and I know nobody asked for, or I asked for these, but I will tell you anyway. I, at one point, stopped going out trick-or-treating and ended up handing out candy.
Yeah.
Because I was the oldest brother, and my mom or my dad had to work, and the kids went out to trick-or-treat, and I didn't take them out at one point, or I would go fuck off once my mom got back, and I could go I could smoke joints and watch horror movies and eat pizza at my friend's house kind of thing. Or we'd go trick-or-treating and get into trouble in the neighborhood ourselves because it's Halloween. I did the Grim Reaper, but I had stuck hay in my sleeves and in my socks and underneath my neckline where the mask would be. And I wore like the classic black sock over my face with the skull mask over top of it. And I just had a bowl of candy in my lap.
Yeah, I've done that.
So kids would walk up and I would stand up and the people would freak the fuck out. And a lot of the kids would scream and cry. And everyone has one of these people in the neighborhood and it's all good.
You were that
But
person.
the parents would be like, you got them. And it would be great. But that's Halloween.
Yeah,
if you're not laughing and crying at the same time, then you're having an existential crisis and
Are
dread.
you going to tell them about you would just walk around the neighborhood as Mike Myers?
I wouldn't do that at all. No, that
We
was
did
a
that
weird, mysterious character.
At my parents' house, right before I was moving out, so I was in college, I think.
Yeah.
I did that exact same thing. It was right in front of my parents on their porch or whatever, is like a small table and 2 chairs that they put out during that time. They don't normally have it out. So my dad put up, one was a hay man with like a flannel shirt, right? All that fun jazz. And then one of us would dress up exactly like that mannequin right next to it.
Yeah.
So then what would happen is you didn't know which one was going to come alive.
Right.
Because the bull was sitting between 2 of them and the one wouldn't react, but the next one would. And then we'd switch it up so that the kids never knew which one was going to be, which one was going to go. Because my dad, he's just like, my dad would go, then I would go, then I would, I would go, and I would go. And we just fuck with the whole system. So we've done that before.
It was
fun. I will say as an adult,
yeah,
I've been very depressed as an adult because ever since I moved out of my parents' house, I've always been, I don't want to say excited, but I've always enjoyed the concept. Like I always wanted to partake. I went to houses, got candy. I went, always wanted to partake as an adult by giving out candy and making sure kids are having a good time.
Yeah. You don't get any kids around the neighborhood?
Ever since I moved out, every house I've lived at, I think I've had a maximum of 5 kids in one night.
Brutal.
It sucks.
You go to Costco, you buy the big bars, they come around.
Well, that's pretty much what we did now. Is at first we bought like a whole box full. Now we're like, okay, well, we live here. We know what it's going to be like. So now we just get the really big candy. So the people who do come, we're like, here you go.
Yeah, because I'll eat them.
Yeah. But I've always been upset by that as an adult.
I get that.
That happens. Well, on to the next segment of our Halloween special. Folks, we've got the classics, the Holy Trinity of spooky cereal.
Ooh.
We're going to rank and review them real quick. We're all going to go around. This came from fruition one night. We had bought the Monster Remix in the States.
The Monster Mash.
And Amanda had filmed me after way too many drinks. Give me her ratings and review of all of them. We might edit it down and clean it up a little bit, make sure there's no improper anything, and post that somewhere on the social medias. But for the most part, I think we're going to start with Blueberry. Adam, have you ever had Blueberry?
I've never had any 3 of those.
No shit.
Never.
Okay.
I was never allowed to have sugary cereal growing up. I had Rice Krispies and Oreos. Not Oreos.
I'm going to...
8 minutes. Wow, that's quite a rant.
Oh, I can talk about... hey, if anybody knows on these shows, I can talk about fucking Monster cereals. So I'm not going to get into the history of Monster cereals or General Mills Count Chocula. But normally what would happen is we would have... Now, shit, here I am. I'm going to get into the history of Count Chocula and the Monster cereals. Start the clock on the 8 minutes timer. We're going to start with Blueberry.
Okay.
Normally, we would have Yummy Mummy and Fruit Wolf.
Yeah, I remember those.
Those boys are discontinued. We have, for some reason, the apple, like the sour apple zombie girl.
Oh,
she is new this year.
DJ.
She's a DJ. I am not necessarily the most happiest adult man in his 30s over a children's cereal. When I say this all out loud, it makes perfect sense in my head. But I feel like Creature Crunch with green cereal might have worked better, like Creature of the Black Lagoon, than Zombie DJ Girl.
Yeah, but they needed a female.
I understand
and they want to be hip to the new kids.
I understand that. But also, I don't know. So I'm going to hold up to the cereal to the box. Adam is going to open, and we're going to pass around and rank review. I want your first impressions and your ideas of what comes to you when you have Blueberry.
Okay.
Also, let's all just acknowledge the back of the box with a cutout mask. But Blueberry looks stoned as fuck on this one. It is a mess.
There are only 2 types of people who are eating this cereal. Really high people and children.
And rich, yeah. So, Adam, crack that open. Give me the bouquet. Walk me through what you think Blueberry is going to taste and how you think it's going to rate.
All right.
All right. We're going to still do it on the raised by spoilers scale, so 1 to 10.
1 to 10?
I have Frankenberry and then the Count himself, Bela Lugosi, Count Chocula.
Oh, it's got marshmallows.
Give it a shake. Give it a shake.
Oh, my
Lord. Get a
Lord.
good handful of that. Make sure you get a little bit of everything. No, just pour it. Don't go in.
Oh.
Come on now. So Blueberry, notorious for dyeing. Blueberry and Frankenberry were notorious for dyeing kids' poop
I'm not gonna get
that color. And there was a whole panic. No, it does. You'll see tomorrow. There was a whole panic after a kid would eat Blueberry for a week or Frankenberry for a week. The issue was that their shit looked blue, and Frankenberry, because of the strawberry color, made their poop look like there was blood in their stool.
Oh.
So parents were freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that was the Frankenberry thing. So Adam, we're having dry cereal, by the way. We don't have any milk right now. This is very impromptu, but we're having fun with it.
So it's berry flavored cereal with monster marshmallows.
These used to be, back in the day, in the 80s, an all year round thing. And then once again, they would be released once a year. There was Casper tie-ins. At one point, Count Chocula had spider marshmallows and glow-in-the-dark toys and all kinds of shit. These boxes of cereal would be sold around Halloween time, and they would come with like reflectors and stuff like that, so kids wouldn't get hit by cars during trick-or-treating.
That's nice of them.
It was all part of that whole Halloween push. It's the same thing with the McDonald's buckets that came to fruition years ago, and the McBucks, where you give away treats. So, Adam, you let that blueberry savor in your mouth. How are you feeling?
It tastes exactly. So I didn't get to it, but you were gonna ask me like how I thought it was gonna taste.
How do you feel?
It tastes exactly as I anticipated.
That's good, man.
That's
a good fucking cereal.
It tastes like Trix.
Okay.
It reminds me of Trix. Like I said, I've never had these. I've had a lot of Trix in my life as like that was a special treat when I was out at a hockey tournament.
Yeah.
It connects me to hockey Adam, which is really weird because my childhood connects me to Adam is out at a hotel room and my dad is getting my brother ready, my older brother ready to go to a hockey rink to go play some tournament. And my dad is like, Adam, shut the fuck up. Here's a tiny little box.
The travel box.
The travel box.
Yeah.
I'm a growing boy who's growing to be the 6'4", 200 and something pound guy I am now.
Okay.
And I'm trying to eat, like, he gives me a travel box, so I basically eat the entire travel kit. Yeah. And it's all just Trix.
Beautiful.
And that's what connects me to.
It almost tastes like a blueberry muffin when you get a marshmallow.
Wait, is this what a blueberry muffin tastes like?
Do you want to know the flavors?
Do you not? Have you never had a blueberry muffin?
No.
Stay tuned for the Christmas show where we try all the muffins. Welcome to the podcast from the podcast. We are Muffin Munchers as we get our teeth full.
I always thought I didn't like blueberries, and then I kind of ate raspberries and blueberries recently. I'm like, shit, these are good.
Yeah.
Can I tell
Savory
you
and sweet.
The actual flavor?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In order.
Blues.
Strawberry juice concentrate, cherry juice concentrate, grape juice. That's it. So it's strawberry, cherry, and grape.
Okay.
There's no blueberry in this.
So, what I'll ask, that's fucking bananas to me.
So the only berry is strawberry.
What do you think, Amanda?
I'm not a big fan of fruit flavored
Just
things.
In general?
I don't know. Like, I don't like fruit.
The fake
I don't
fruits?
like smoothies too much. Like, I don't like berries.
Really?
Yeah, like if there's like a berry thing, I'm not really into it. I don't know why.
Well, you are in for a treat on this next box, Frankenberry. I cannot wait for you to hear your review
I
on
like my cereal more like, I guess, like plain or like honey or like
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I wasn't really into, like, I used to get Trix. I used to get the frog one, like the frog, like the little red flakes. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
No, nobody knows what you're talking
Those
about.
Are Flintstone vitamins. Those
Yeah,
are
I
not
did
cereal.
Choco Pebbles. I didn't really like fruity.
Sorry, you can just imagine you taking Flintstone cereal, put it in like or Flintstone pills and put it in like a cereal bowl with milk.
No, I like Choco Pebbles better than Fruity Pebbles, but I did like, I do like Fruit Loops, but
Fruit Loops are good.
It tastes like coriander. But this one, I don't know. I wouldn't eat like a bowl of this.
I totally would.
We're
like
gonna definitely. We got it
blueberry.
open. What would you rate it?
Without
milk. This is just
this
without
is
milk. Dry
of course. I would probably. I think it needs a bit more mushroom. I think the mushroom. I think the marshmallows need to be a bit more flavorful.
Cut back on the marshmallows.
Yeah, and I think it's lacking that. I would probably say a 6 to 5.
Okay. Can you pass them the Frankenberry?
I'm curious to see what this is going to taste like. This one is the one
reason why we're doing Count Chocula last
redeem
this year.
Well, because we know what it's.
Because it's a fucking goat.
Yeah.
It's the banger.
Because
it dyes the milk chocolate flavor. It makes chocolate. It makes it's like powdered cocoa. It is powdered cocoa with powdered cocoa. So you're eating chocolate cereal with chocolate milk with chocolate marshmallows.
I am struggling here.
And it's fantastic.
By the way, I don't know if I'm opening these up in the wrong way for you guys.
It doesn't matter. We're adults.
You're good.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone can do weird shit.
Wow.
Oh, look at the color difference in that one.
That's neon.
That is
like-
neon. And you wonder why, if people are okay when they eat
the camera's not picking up the neon.
Yo, don't be going in. Okay, don't be chewing into the microphone, folks. Amanda, that's you. This AMSMR. We're pouring it into our hands. We're not just taking one at a time.
I just said I don't like fruit stuff.
Well, we're playing the game.
You'll get over it.
Oh. Oh my God.
I'd be the kid where my mom would know I was in the cereal for too long because she knew I was picking out the marshmallows.
Yeah, I can tell.
Not bad.
I like blueberry better.
Yeah.
This is almost like tart because of the strawberry.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking the exact same thing. I was going to rate this at like a 5, 4.5.
One other ingredient. Strawberry juice concentrate, cherry juice concentrate, grape juice concentrate.
I like how this has grape juice.
No.
Oh, grapefruit.
It's the same. It's literally the same.
Just dyed a different color?
It's supposed to taste the exact same.
This is strawberry flavored
cereal. Can I have some of
cereal.
the blueberry?
Of course.
Okay. So this is strawberry flavored cereal. That's berry flavored, but they have the same ingredients.
So what I'll say is,
No.
I think I like blueberry because in my head the box is blue, and I'm like, that tastes like blueberries to me.
They're the same ingredients. There might be more strawberry in this one.
It's all strawberry with Frankenberry. There's no way. If you chase blueberry right now, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way it's the same. You got to do a palate cleanser. You just got a mouthful of cereal right now.
It's the same ingredients. Like, look at the...
They're close, eh?
Look at the ingredients.
Yeah? Okay, so...
Without doing this scientifically, I could almost argue they're the same.
Okay, so let me ask you this besides... no, because their colors are different. Their marshmallow colors are all different. Everything's different on those. So what I'll say, though, is on the Raised by Spoilers back and forth, out of the trilogy we're going to try, where do you rank? Is it Blueberry 1, Frankenberry 2? Like,
I don't know why, but they do taste different. But I distinctly felt
different.
like I enjoyed the first blueberry taste more than I enjoyed the first Frankenberry taste.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that happened, but I do admit that tasting both side to side next to each other, they're very close.
They're very similar.
But I did enjoy the blueberry more somehow.
I enjoy the blueberry too.
Whether or not there's something subtle.
I think the blueberry is a better cereal. I think the Frankenberry had, in my handful, had way more marshmallows, but I definitely could taste the strawberry. The Frankenberry was like, bang, here is strawberry flavor. Where the blueberry, even though there is no blueberry, because Amanda wants to shatter all of our dimensions and hopes and dreams.
I'm sorry, I'm about reading the box.
I know you are. But it's my head for some reason I'm like that tastes like blueberry. That tastes like a blueberry muffin.
I still think that
or 7-Eleven coffee, like blueberry 7-Eleven coffee.
Their marshmallows are not like Lucky Charms, or like Lucky Charms when you eat a marshmallow, you're like, I know that's a marshmallow.
You know you're getting a cavity.
You
eat a marshmallow and Lucky Charm, and you're like, that is a cavity.
I don't even notice.
Pick all the marshmallows out of my Frankenberry.
I didn't even notice the marshmallows when I was eating them.
They don't have a strong flavor.
No, I think the marshmallows need more.
They just sweeten the milk,
they're the same marshmallows.
Nah, I don't do enough.
So, where would you rank blueberry? 1, 2?
Where would you go? Blueberry, I think I said was a 6, and Frankenberry was a 5.
Okay. Now, what is better? What is best?
Blueberry. That's why it got the 6.
Blueberry. So give me blueberry. Okay, so we got blueberry. We got Frankenberry.
Boxes of lies. That's what it is.
It probably tastes very similar.
Take a deep breath. Everybody clear that palate.
I'm going to do a little bit of ASMR.
We're going to clear that palate, and we're going to wrap the show up in a minute.
I swear, if this has strawberry juice in it, I'm going to lose my mind.
Oh, it totally does. Okay, now for the count. This has been around for longer than the other.
Oh yeah, this is
the other cereal mascot.
This is the OG.
This is the OG.
So when I was a kid, I used to go to my aunt's house, so she would babysit me when I was really young, and I grew to like her, obviously.
I mean,
as an adult,
I hope so.
She was one of my favorite aunts.
I hated her with every ounce of my body.
Yeah, and I don't remember what I'd call it. I have to ask my mom, but she always had sugar cereal for her kids like this.
Right.
And I would go there.
Because this is normal. This is normal, like normal 90s divorced kid.
I didn't get that.
Okay.
I got Cheerios and Rice Krispies.
That's why you're the way you are.
I'm sorry.
This is why you're the way you are.
Yeah. And so whenever I'd go over to my aunt's house, it was like a special.
Get a handful of that Count Chocula.
It was a special treat of like, I'm going to get chalky milk. I didn't even know what chocolate milk was until I went to her house.
Oh my God.
It has a dreaded.
No, don't even go for it. Just try 1 or 2. Get a good perfume. Get a smell of that.
This has the yellow dye that causes hyperactivity.
Bro, that is it. That is it. That is Halloween candy. That's like a cereal.
Oh my God.
That is it.
So
with milk. All you're eating with milk.
Melting this into the milk.
It's just chocolate milk. It is just chocolate milk.
They're cute little bats.
Yeah, it's bats and ghosts. That's it. It's almost tart because it's like dark chocolate.
No, this is great.
This is fucking great cereal, man.
It tastes like Nesquik cereal.
There's a reason why Count Chocula, man.
And I can taste the marshmallows more.
Yep.
So this has...
It only improves
like
everything.
a spice of chocolate right in there.
Yep.
This has tartrazine,
Okay.
which is a yellow food dye, which causes like uber like hyperactivity in kids.
Oh.
Explains a lot.
Yep.
That explains everything.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just opened a box of my origin story. It's Count Chocula with tartrazine, which gives ADD to kids.
Also, a sunset yellow.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm going in for another one.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. It's fantastic.
Well, I think we just figured out which ones.
You can fucking just destroy it. So we all knew Count Chocula was going to win.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You
So
needed to go through that.
we had to go through the gauntlet of monster cereal. It's not that I didn't want the DJ girl. I just refused to acknowledge her.
Does the apple one taste just like those two?
It's almost more tart. And the Monster Remix is more like a Fruit Loop cereal with marshmallows. It's very off-putting.
You know what? Oh no, it has cocoa. Never mind.
Of course, there's cocoa in it.
I want to know what
taste
grams.
Count.
It's the Count.
I want to know
Chocula.
what gram salt is because gram is
That's what it probably is. It's the salt.
capitalized.
It's a salty cereal. It's good.
well they all have this gram salt, but gram is like capitalized, like it's an actual brand of salt.
So we're gonna go Count Chocula. We're gonna go Blueberry,
Blueberry,
and then we're gonna go
Frankenberry.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula is like an 8 or
Yeah.
a 9.
We made
It's like
brownies.
it's a fucking serious.
I made brownies and I put Count Chocolate on top.
Oh my God.
It's a
Other
serious
than it
fucking
going
cereal.
stale, like the cereal went stale a bit.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I always found the Rice Krispies with the chocolate in it made for good Rice Krispies.
I've made Rice Krispies with these.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you could.
It's fucking killer.
Same fucking material.
So, folks, before we close the show out real quick, I want to ask one more question. We're going to go around the room because we're hot takes and hot questions. Adam, you hate horror movies with an undying passion. You think the franchise and the artist expressionism of it should just non-existent. What I will ask simply as we go around the room, Amanda, what did you think? Count Chocula?
Count Chocolate. You know what's funny? I hated it. As a kid, I was not a fan of Count
Unplug
Chocula.
her mic. Unplug her mic. Just shut it off.
There was a joke in high school when I was talking to my friends where I'm like, yeah, I hate Count Chocula. It's terrible in milk. For some reason, it just didn't. But they thought I said, if I can say the word, cunt chocula.
Oh, well, now we're
And
all
they were
demonetized
all-
now. Thank you very
They
much.
were, sorry, they were all laughing. And I'm like, why are we laughing? It's terrible in milk. And then they just died on the floor
Yes.
during lunch. And I'm like, what's happening? And they're like, you said this. I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't like it as a kid, but I appreciate it as an adult.
Do you?
Like you said, it's bitter.
It is. It's like salty and tart.
I
Love
think
it.
as
Love
a
that.
kid, it wasn't Nesquik. And
Fair-
I was
or
really
Reese
into.
Puffs.
I was
It's
really
not Reese
in-
or Nesquik.
Yeah, I was really into Nesquik cereal
Yep.
because it would turn the chocolate. It would turn the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now I like it.
It's great. It's the Count, man. Bela Lugosi right there. Beautiful. What I'll ask real quick before we close with the show, everybody's favorite horror movie to watch on Halloween. Do you have a favorite horror movie at all? Is there any spooky movie that's out? You don't necessarily have to watch it on Halloween.
Come back to me right after this. Let me think about that for a
All
second.
right, cool. Adam, it doesn't matter. It can change. Horror movies
I know,
definitely
I know.
taste and everything change.
think about
Amanda,
that.
what is your favorite spooky movie?
Before it became popular now, because it's everywhere, when it first came out, Trick or Treat.
Yeah, Spirit Halloween kind of fucked that up for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
I don't understand why that movie of all movies, because considering it's like very old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Trick or Treat, and for a while we would watch it on every Halloween unless we were working.
You know why it got popular?
Why?
Because Bryan Singer sold the rights to his movie, and he had a bunch of legal bills to pay for.
Oh, so just marketed it.
Yeah, because he liked to.
It is a good movie. Like Trick or
Touch
Treat
underage
is
boys.
very good. It's a very good. It's like 4 short stories of Halloween, but in the same Halloween night in the same town. So they all kind of like interweave with each other.
It sounds like a Raised by Spoiler movie.
It,
Yeah,
and
that sounds really
it's old
interesting.
enough.
It's
It
really
came out in
good.
like 2008, 2009.
Yeah,
That's really
So
interesting.
We could do it maybe next year.
it's
or in
what
a few months.
VHS has turned into.
Yeah.
The VHS horror movie. VHS.
Oh, yeah,
How it's
yeah.
like vignettes of horror movies.
Yes.
It's like, why the fuck wasn't there like 10 of these? Why wasn't there one a year? Why
Yeah.
wasn't this
It's-
the new?
it's a
why wasn't
great-
this the new Saw?
But
You know
now
what I mean?
you can get it at Spirit Halloween. They marketed the hell out of it for some reason. It's 15 years old now.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would personally say The Thing, but The Thing is technically in my head sci-fi. So I will stick to horror. I really like the Halloween franchise. I think Evil Dead is fantastic, but I will keep it really simple and just go Dracula.
Which one?
Bela Lugosi.
Nice.
Old school. I really like Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I've got a ton of them. There's too many horror movies to watch. There's too many weird, spooky ones to pull off the shelf. Evil Dead is up there. It's great, but I like the old Universal monsters. I think they're Frankenstein and Dracula, and the obviously the Bride of Frankenstein arguably would be a better movie. They tell the actual story of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yep.
The second one actually tells the plot instead of just like, oh, there's a monster, we have to kill him. It's like, yeah. Van Helsing's a fucking banger too, just to throw that out there. And
are you talking about the one with Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman? A fucking banger of a movie.
I don't know if I'd consider that horror.
Well, he fights. That's true.
Yeah, but it's action.
Yeah, it's action. It's action. There's no horror in it. It's like the Underworld movies. It's not a horror movie.
Yeah,
it's an
exactly.
action. It's a spooky. It's a goth action movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. Adam.
All right.
Horror movie. Go to. Quick
so
hip.
I don't really like horror, so it was really hard for me to find one.
Oh my God.
But I'd say the movie I have watched the most and consecutively enjoy the most is actually fine.
Oh my God.
Is the first the Dracula? Well, not the first. Is the Dracula with
Coppola?
Coppola, yeah.
The Coppola's Dracula?
I think that's the right
Gary
one.
Oldman?
Yep, Gary Oldman.
That's Coppola.
That's Coppola.
That's the guy who did The Godfather. Right?
Yeah,
Coppola.
That one. The only one I would argue might be, oh my God, I'm forgetting what it was. That doesn't matter. That was probably the one I've watched the most.
Yeah, it's good. It's fucking good. It's really good.
I'm a huge weird Shakespearean fan, so I really like interesting writing, and I found the verbiage really well. I will say the only Dracula I have liked more, which I don't know if it cheats the system, that I will say I like more, is specifically the second episode of the latest BBC series called
Are you talking about Boat Dracula?
Boat Dracula.
Boat Dracula.
You like
You've heard about Boat Dracula? Ladies and gentlemen, Boat Dracula is out there.
Dracula's
He is
great.
still sailing somewhere.
That is that's my favorite horror right there.
Are you going to watch Voyage of the Demetrius?
I know what the boat is, but no, I've never heard of this.
It is a
It's
movie.
Boat
It came out 3 months ago, and it is Boat Dracula.
Ooh.
It is Alien, but Boat Dracula.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It just
And
came out,
It's
yeah.
like the people from Game of Thrones that couldn't get work.
Yeah.
Boat Dracula.
I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, it's like, I heard it's good. I heard it's, the whole thing with Boat Dracula is it's a guy in a rubber suit. Like, it's practical.
Oh, interesting.
Like, that was the whole, like, crux of it. It was like, it's his first movie or something, and it's practical effects.
I kind of
crazy.
liked the BBC one because it was a bit of, like, you knew who the murderer was.
Boat Dracula.
But it was a sort of a murder mystery, but you knew who the murderer was. You were in on the secret.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked that alien thing, but you knew who it was all about. But
The first episode's good, too.
Yeah, the first episode's good, too.
The
Great.
maze of the castle.
I heard they talked about a third episode, but I don't think they ever put it out.
I don't think so either. As soon as he went to space, everyone just stopped watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking awful.
Yeah, the third one was rough. But I think the first Dracula movie, the one with Gary Oldman, is probably my favorite. I've watched it the most.
It's really good.
And I really enjoy the dialogue in it.
So apparently they did a pinball machine for it. They did another one for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I've never seen it though, but
I've never seen
think
the Mary
Helen
Shelley.
Bo Carter's in it. Tim Burton's ex-wife.
I've seen the Dracula
okay.
one.
Yeah, I think she's in it. It's Frankenstein, but it's in the sort of same vein. And I want to say it came out like 2 years later because they were like, Dracula's a big deal. We gotta. There's oil in these hills. We gotta keep making these movies. Not Hugo Weaving. The Wolfman with Gary Oldman. Not Gary Oldman. Oh my God. Anthony Hopkins.
Right.
Is good, but it's more of an action movie.
Yeah, that tracks.
But it's fun. It's cheese, and they tried to reboot the whole dark universe nonsense with Tom Cruise too. But yeah, fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Halloween from Raised by Spoilers.